There's a lot to go over with the new chapter. NAMI STONKS continue to rise each and every single day. That exists. It's an interesting time to be a One Piece fan. There I am. Hi. It's an interesting time to be a NAMI fan, specifically because it's like slowly but surely, as we're approaching the end to One Piece, we are also getting a lot of stuff in regards to NAMI. Imu has not been revealed at all. I don't know where you got that high champ about Imu's appearance in the manga. It's not true whatsoever. Imu has not been revealed at all yet. Imu got revealed and St. Charles got destroyed by what? You mean the voice? You mean the voice got revealed? Yes. We could go over that as well during the stream. So that should be interesting. We can go over just how they did the voice for Imu during the One Piece anime that just came out recently. But there's a lot to go over. So I am excited because NAMI STONKS, as I said before, are improving. But we'll go over the chapter bit by bit. I have the chapter right in front of me, so we'll go over it bit by bit. Let me just type into alright. Type into Twitter or x.com, whatever the hell you want to call it, just to tell people I'm live. See if we can get some new One Piece fans up in this bitch. But no, Imu has not been revealed in the manga at all. I don't know who said that, but Pedro, woo! Alright, that should be good. Alright, so we'll go over the chapter first. We'll go over it bit by bit. Oh no. No, you're not allowed to see that. Oopsie daisy. I didn't know that. No, YouTube. Alex from India Pro, thank you so much for the follow. As you see my ass, you're not supposed to see that. Uh-oh. Don't get me in trouble, YouTube. YouTube son, don't. I swear to God, I didn't show anything weird. All right. Yo, Alex, how is it going for you? I'm not gonna lie, but I never read the manga because I can't buy them. That's fair. The manga, at some point, hopefully you'll be able to obtain the manga, and then you'll be able to read the, I don't want to call it the pure version of One Piece, because at the end of the day, I mean, it is still the official version of One Piece, right? But however you want to consume One Piece, however you want to, like, watch it, read it, wait for the live action, right? That kind of stuff. It's up to you at the end of the day. I do think that we should, at least at some point, just read the manga, because that is like the most purest form of the manga of the story you will ever read. Well, not the purest, but like the what would be the best word for it? It will be essentially. It's essentially the I don't know what you would call it, but like essentially. I guess purist is the best word. I don't know. But yes, I am excited to talk. Oh my god, I'm sorry, I'm just all over the place right now. Let me get everything. Okay, is it cheap? The manga, it depends on where you live. The manga in the United States is like $10 a book, so it can be. Want to show you? Hi, champ. It's not real. Whatever you're showing me, it is not real. I guarantee you, you don't even have to show me. I already know it is not real. It is fan-made. Imu has not been revealed at all. Whoever is telling you this, or, you know, whatever it is that you think is real, it is not. You want to know why it's not? Because nothing in the manga showcases the full reveal of Imu. Never believe everything you see on the internet. There are things that are true, then there are things that are false. Things that people do for engagement. Fan art, baiting you. Do not always believe it. always look into the manga yourself to see if it is true or not. I don't know if you saw, but Imu's appearance where such a big... Hi, Chem. Listen to me very carefully, or read what the CC is telling you. Imu has not been revealed. It is fan art. It is a debate. It is not real. That's it. Please understand that. Not everything on the internet is real. Imu has not been revealed. The only manga I got is the Nothing manga. That sounds like a dope manga. I'll be honest with you. I can't stress that enough, Hi-chan. You keep falling for these traps. You keep falling for these fan art. It's not real. It's not real. Is Imu a boy or girl? We do not know. I am indifferent. I don't really care if Imu's a boy or a girl. All I care about is how threatening Imu can be, because I believe Imu is the final villain. So I just want Imu to be a well-written final villain and not badly written. I want Imu to showcase how threatening they are, right? And be a match for Luffy at the end of the day. I do not care if they're a boy or a girl. It's a stupid debate because it doesn't fucking matter. Doesn't matter what what Imu's gender is. It doesn't matter. All that matters to me is, will Imu, whoever Imu is, can they showcase how much of a threat they are to Luffy and everybody else? I believe Imu's the final villain. Be threatening. Be well written. That's all I care about. Doesn't matter to me at all. So that's my take on it, right? It's not confirmed. All we know about Imu is that Imu sits on the throne and that Imu has a silhouette. That's all we know. That's all we know right now. Nothing is confirmed. So to anyone who's trying to tell you or trying to showcase like some sort of Imu reveal or anything like that, it is not real. Just not. Absolutely not. Alright. I just read the chapter. You must be upset. Why? Wait, why do you think I'm upset? Imu does not look scary or powerful in my opinion, but Imu is powerful. Here's the thing. We don't know anything about Imu. Like, Imu just looks like a silhouette. All we know is that the way Imu is dressed could be like some sort of garb that Imu's just wearing. We don't know how Imu looks. Could be threatening, could be powerful, could be scary, could be goofy looking, could be fucking buggy in a wig. I don't fucking care. All I care about is how well Imu is written as a final villain. That's all. What up, Sandy? Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Someone just NAMI put those clothes on her. Oh, that part. At this point, with the fucking way the Wano bathhouse stuff was, I don't expect it to be any more than just fucking some weird shit. I'm just like, I'm done. Oda's gonna keep doing that. I might as well just accept it. If I kept getting upset and pissed off about every single one, every time something like that happens, as long as it's not an Absalom situation, I'll be fine. But like, I'm just gonna assume a female character dressed Nami. That's all I'm gonna assume right now. I'm not going to get angry over that, because at the end of the day, it's just like I don't want to put too much stress on myself. But I'm gonna go over from the very beginning, the chapter, starting with Yamato's cover story. Yamato's cover story. Apparently there's missing girls, so Yamato is gonna go on a trip to find out what is happening to these missing girls, and then we'll see where that goes. So we'll see where the cover story goes. Usually these cover stories usually are between, I want to say, 25 to 35 chapters, so we still got a long way to go to cover story, so it'll be interesting to see how Yamato deals with the missing disappearances. Right? We start off first. Straw Hats are still celebrating. We find out more about what happens to I forget their names. But the giants that were at Water 7 who went to Little Garden, got Doggy and Broggy. You know, they find out they were still there. They were fighting, fist fighting because they lost their weapons. They gave them weapons and convinced them to go back to Elbaf, and that's how we got to where we are now. It's a shame we didn't get like a cover story for that, but that's perfectly fine. It's still nice to see exactly what happened and how Dory and Broggy. I don't know why I said Doggy and Broggy. Whatever, Dory, whatever their names are. Fuck, I can't remember names for the life of me. That's how they were able to go from Little Garden to Elbaf, and apparently they're going to still fight. Nami doesn't understand this whole thing about pride and masculinity. Understandable. Usopp, like, dude, I mean, it's like, Usopp is like, come on, didn't you learn a thing back in Little Garden? You tell Usopp, it's just like, come on, at least you fight. When's the last time you had a fucking proper fight, Usopp? Jesus Christ, you fucking asshole. Nah, I'm just kidding. Usopp is gonna get a big thing in Elbaf, which I have a theory on what it could be. St. Charles got destroyed in the anime. Yes, good for him. St. Charles is a fucking bitch. Let's see. This is some strong booze. It's called Absent the Green Fairy. So, according to this giant, there's a chance that will make you hallucinate, which will discuss whether or not what happens later on in the chapter is the cause of it. We'll find out. So we'll see what exactly happens. Then we see more panels of them celebrating. My favorite panel, one of my favorite panels from this chapter, of course, is Bonnie celebrating with her dad, Kuma. They were able to see the horizon. That is a very, very wholesome moment between them after everything they've been through. Kuma looks like he is smiling. I do believe that once they get to Elbaf, Lilith is going to try to help in some form of way to bring back Vegapunk's humanity, and we'll see. Then we move on away from the Straw Hats. We move on to Bartholomew getting getting the harsh reality of what happens when you burn a pirate flag of a Yonko. He got his ass kicked. His crew got his ass kicked because now Shanks found out about what is happening and confronted Bartholomew about it. As we know, Bartholomew is Luffy's favorite fanboy. So Shanks is over there looking very sinister. Then one of Shanks' crew, which I don't remember the name. Again, I suck at names, so I apologize for that. We see that he gives him some sort of vial. He gives him some poison vial that he wants to essentially tell Bartholomew to give to Luffy, because, you know, Bartholomew made that pact that Luffy didn't necessarily agree upon, right? Which Bartholomew explains later in the chapter. And instead of giving it to Luffy, he goes it down like it's his favorite fucking drink. So props to Bartholomew for being very loyal to Luffy, even though he's a fucking glazer, right? Which, understandable. I'm sure if any of the Straw Hats were given the same choice, any of the Straw Hats would literally fucking drink the poison as well. Yes, you're right, Frieza. He literally glazes the fuck out of Luffy. And you know what, props to him? Because it's like, who wouldn't want to be, you know, a fan of Luffy? Like, Luffy saved so many people, is a chill person to hang out with. You know, he's a good guy, he's a good friend. Who wouldn't want, you know, to help Luffy out? Unless you hate life, or Luffy just, you know, does something to you like he did to Crocodile and so on. Bartholomew drinks the poison, goes a little down. Shanks is staring at him. Bartholomew screams out, you know, that Luffy senpai never access to share that sake or take off the flag. I ain't gonna get him involved in my mess. His time is too precious to waste on someone like me. Props to Bartholomew. You know, good guy. Shanks, I don't know why Shanks looks like a, you know, he has that look like, you know, right? And of course, they find out that there's no poison, and Shanks supposedly lets Bartholomew and his crew off with the Luffy Go ship. I think that, yeah, the Luffy Go, right? Lets them go off, right? Shanks is happy because, like, you know, Bartholomew is so dedicated to Luffy. He's happy that Luffy has someone that is very dedicated to him. But then Yasop comes up and like, yo, I'm glad you're all happy and something, bro, but like we can't let this shit go. We business is business. We gotta take care of business. Fucking Yasop, fucking bam, boom, destroyed the ship, and so on. Now I want to talk briefly about this because people have been talking about how like Shanks is bitch made, because according to them, instead of Shanks going after Kaido or Big Mom or the world government and all that kind of crap, they think that Shanks is going after rookie pirates because he's he's bitch made. He's a coward. He only goes after weaker people. I'm like, and I'm reading that. I'm just like, yo, do you literally the first chapter of the fucking manga or episode 3 of the anime tell you literally how Shanks operates. Shanks is a good guy. Shanks likes adventure. Shanks can be a calm and good person when he wants to. But he's also a pirate. They literally say in the first chapter, he's not saints. They're pirates. They don't care about the laws. They don't care about the rules. They do whatever the hell they want, right? Bartholomew literally attacked their territory. Why would a Yonko, whose territory just been attacked, not do anything, would not punish the people involved? If they let the people who did this shit go without any sort of repercussion, that's going to showcase weakness. That's going to showcase like to everyone else in all the territories that they guard that, oh, it's fine if people, attack them or attacked you, we'll just let them go. We won't punish them for what they did. That's stupid. That is wrong. Shanks has to keep that order in check, right? Just because Shanks is smiling doesn't mean that he should just let them go without any sort of repercussion. Yasop understood that Shanks was probably just gonna, not mention it or not say anything, so he took it upon himself to showcase that they are a Yonko crew and that they cannot just let them go without any sort of repercussion, which makes sense. Which, any other pirate, even Luffy, will probably be the same way, right? It doesn't matter who would attack Fishman Island, who would attack Wano. It didn't matter. Luffy would go, take care of business, take care of the person involved. That's it, right? The only reason why a lot of people see this is that, one, they think Shanks sucks. They hate Shanks for whatever God knows reason. Two, they think that because Shanks has no sort of like, well, what's the word that they feats, they're like, oh, he's just a bitch, because he doesn't want to, he's picking on Bartholomew, poor Bartholomew, who I'm a big fan of, who I love Bartholomew because he glazes Luffy like nothing, right? What the fuck? What do you like? You're basing it off not only favoritism, also hate, and just thinking that, oh, because Bartholomew, is involved with Luffy, that means that Shanks should have let him go anyway. But he cannot. Shanks has to keep order. He is a pirate. He doesn't fucking follow the rules like some saint. Again, read chapter 1 to showcase just how the red-haired pirates work. They can be very good people if you do not threaten them or do something that gets them angry. That's literally what just happened, right? Like, people who argued about this are so weird to me. So that's what I wanted to say. I do find it weird that people were shedding on Shanks for this, but at the end of the day, like, he did what he was supposed to do. If Kaido did this, everybody would be like, but he's a big bad pirate, he has to do this. It's like, well, yes, he does. But the only reason why you think that Shanks shouldn't have done this is because you think Shanks is very similar to Luffy in that regard. Luffy is probably much more forgiving and much more kinder than Shanks is, right? But Shanks is not like that. People are connecting Shanks and Luffy together in that, in that same level of piracy that they are. The only difference is that Luffy is a lot more adventurous. If someone threatens him or his friends and stuff like that, he will get involved. He will get angry, right? He will fight, right? But Shanks is not as forgiving, right? He's not. So it's still wild to me. Doesn't Barth have extremely broken devil fruit? Yes, but apparently it does nothing against Shanks because they beat the shit out of him. So the wall fruit that Bartholomew has didn't do shit. How come the Thousand Suns not used to its full potential? The normal reason is that the author doesn't want to do so, because the author wants, because it's the same way how he explained how, like, if Luffy went all out, then, you know, the arc would be finished easily. But Oda specifically doesn't let Luffy go out, gives him obstacles to overcome before, you know, the final fight, is because he wants to extend it and give you more story behind it. That's essentially what it is. It's the same thing with, like, Thousand Sunny, or the same way, like, how Kizaru is, Kizaru, who's supposed to be fast as shit, isn't as fast as, you know, Oda is making him. Basically getting nerfed. It's storytelling. It's so that Oda can keep the arc going as much as you can and not finishing up like this, right? So it's just simply just a story writing method to use that they use. That meant that one meme panel, Barto is canon, Barto on top always. I don't know what meme panel. All right, so we don't know if they have survived. They survived. Like, the idea that they did not survive is so weird. That is weird to me. It's just like, no, they survived. We didn't see any dead bodies. Like, come on, he's alive. I mean, legit, he's alive. The same way Kid is most likely alive. Like, it just baffled me that people think that they're dead. Usually, whenever Oda does kill a character, he mentions it. He actually specifically mentions it, right? The way Hawkins died, he literally mentions, or they have a conversation about Hawkins dying. Hawkins is dead. That is it. Aizo is dead because we saw, you know, the funeral. It happened. Oda does a lot of fake out deaths. That is true. But at the end of the day, when he wants to kill somebody, he does, and he showcases it in some form of way. Is Pedro dead? That is still up in the air, but I do think he's dead at this point. If he hasn't been shown yet, I do think he's dead, but there's always a possibility. The same way I thought Sabo was fucking dead. Why? Because I wanted him dead, because I thought bringing him back as Ace 2.0 was not... I wasn't too ecstatic about it. You know, over the years, I've gotten, you know what? All right, fine. Sabo's alive. Yay. Sabo, woo. You know? But the way Sabo, a lot of people thought that Sabo was either alive or dead. It's the same situation. We didn't know if Sabo was alive or dead because we didn't see a body. And we had that one hit of, like, you know, dragons seeing some sort of body. And that's where a lot of people assumed that Sabo was alive. So it's a very... Oda will always hint at whenever somebody's alive or dead. He does it, and I think Pedro's last words to Carrot were essentially Oda's way of saying Pedro is dead. Do people hate on you for liking Nami? Yes. People troll. Do people go out and call me a simp? Yes. At the end of the day, I don't care. You can hate me all you want. You could hate Nami, whatever. To me, I don't give a shit. Because why the fuck should I listen to someone who only hates Nami for dumb reasons? If you give me like a real, like a logical criticism, I'll be like, you know what? Okay, I can see where you're going. I fully understand why you wouldn't like that aspect of Nami, right? But if it's something stupid and if you're just yelling at me, and I'm just like, who's dead? No, we were discussing whether or not Barto is dead or not. He's alive. Barto's alive. In the chapter, it's like, you know, it says, oh, we don't know, it's unknown if they survived or not. No, they survived. Stop. We'll probably get a cover story featuring Barto and, you know, what happens to him or some shit like that. But he's alive. Now we're heading away from Shanks over to Blackbeard. And Blackbeard comes back. He's pissed off that they let Kobe go, but they captured Garp instead. Right? We have all this, we're looking at the way Blackbeard is interacting with his crew. He's mad, but you know what? They got Garp, so you know what? Consolation prize, baby. Garp is captured, chained up, and he is thankful to Kuzan for doing so. And we also see Pudding. Now, Pudding, unfortunately, is going to be used to essentially read the poneglyphs. She is from the Three-Eyed Tribe, right? As a member of the Three-Eyed Tribe, she will eventually, at some point, probably try to unlock the ability to read the poneglyphs, which Blackbeard needs in order to find Laptail. It's similar to the way that the Straw Hats are gonna need Robin in order to read the poneglyph so that they can then find the location of Laugh-Tale. Pudding is captured because of that reason. Now, people have asked, why hasn't Katakuri done anything? Well, the answer is simple. They got their ass cleaned up by the Blackbeard pirates. Otherwise, how else would Pudding get captured? Why in the world? Katakuri is also a really smart individual. He may be strong, but is he strong enough to take on the entire Blackbeard pirates, by himself? Fuck no. That's insane to think about. He's very strong, yes, but by himself and the other members of Big Mom Pirates, they won't be able to, survive against Blackbeard's crew. It logically, it makes no sense for him to just charge to try to capture Pudding. What they're doing, I think, is simply planning so that there comes a moment where they will go and try to save Pudding. But the reason Pudding is there is simply for two things. One, because Blackbeard needs her for the poneglyphs, and two, it's going to be something important in regards to the relationship between Sanji and Pudding. More than likely, Sanji is going to be the one to save Pudding when these two pirate crews clash. That's the point. It's going to essentially be the conclusion and the climax between the two of their relationship. However that relationship goes, we don't know, but it will be concluded in this way. We'll see what happens. But that's the two reasons why, Blackbeard needs Pudding, or like Oda is putting Pudding with Blackbeard. Giant Robot is so underrated. What do you mean so underrated? People were glazing the heck out of the Giant Robot. People were excited about the Giant Robot because he looked fucking baller. And he also released Joy Boy's Hockey. I wouldn't say he's underrated. I think people no one was ever underrating the Giant Robot. I wish Katakuri would join Luffy's crew, but that would never happen. Probably not. But you can have Katakuri join Luffy's alliance in some form or way, if briefly. What I could see happening is that there will be a battle royale, right, for the One Piece. There will be battle royale, Katakuri and Big Mom Pirates. Big Mom will probably come back in some form or way, and they will also be involved with the chaos. Likely, Katakuri is going to get himself involved with the Blackbeard Pirates. It will essentially be like Luffy and Katakuri, or Luffy and the Big Mom Pirates, will join together briefly for a common cause, which is essentially either the One Piece or to save Pudding. Whether or not Big Mom comes up, I don't know, but definitely Katakuri is going to get involved to try to save Pudding. More than likely, Katakuri and Sanji are going to team up to try to save her during the battle for the One Piece. So that's how I view that whole situation. So while Katakuri won't join the crew, at least Katakuri will be in alliance with Luffy and Sanji for a brief moment. That's what you will probably get in that regard. Maybe Katakuri to save Pudding. He probably will, but he's not going to do it anytime soon, simply just because they just got their ass kicked. So likely it won't happen anytime soon. It will more than likely happen during either the battle for One Piece or an event before that. What I think is going to happen essentially is that Blackbeard and Shanks are going to confront each other, and that's what's going to happen. And we'll see what happens in that regard, whether Shanks gets killed or Shanks survives. We don't know. But I do think Shanks and Blackbeard will confront each other before the battle for One Piece occurs. Yes, he has enough Conqueror's Hockey. Wait, what? Who are you talking about? Katakuri? Katakuri! Yeah, he does have Conqueror's Hockey, yes. I believe so. He does, right? I believe he does. Sorry. But yes, essentially there will be a moment where they do showcase that. My friend just sent me a picture of Robin and Nami naked. I don't want to see it. I'm pretty sure, I don't know how old you are, but there's a lot of that. Let's just put it that way. But yeah, don't share it in chat. He is weird. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do about that? How much is supposed to come to Blackbeard? They're not going to be on Blackbeard's island. Blackbeard and his crew are going to start setting off. Blackbeard's crew is going to start heading off to get the One Piece. The same way, Luffy and the Straw Hats will start going to the One Piece themselves. They're going to confront each other before Laugh Tale, before, either one of them could get the One Piece. They're going to fight. That's how it's going to happen. More than likely, Crossgo is going to get involved, the world government's going to get involved, as well as probably Big Bomb Pirates and so on and so forth. It'll be like a huge battle for the One Piece that will occur. That won't mean it's going to be the final conflict, though, because there might be something that happens after that. Roast him? I mean, people like what they like. I'm not going to roast people for liking what they like unless it's super, super fucking weird and illegal. I'm not going to roast them for liking a naked picture of Nami and Robin. Like, people like what they like. It's fan art. I don't know what you want me to tell you. Is it weird? It'll be weird if it's like a younger version of them. That'll be super fucking weird, and I'll be like, ew. But like, if it's the normal version of them as adults, they're like, all right, whatever. I've been around for 20 years. I've seen shit that you probably have never seen, and please never see it, because I've seen things that still just are printed in my brain, and I fucking hate it. So, yeah. A naked Nami Robin is not the weirdest shit you will ever find on the internet. He literally edges to the 24/7 has so many figures of them and motion. Why are you telling me this? I don't want to hear this. All right, what do you want me to do about your friend? I'm not his parent. Talk to his parents, and I don't fucking know. I'm not gonna do anything in regards to that. So Blackbeard will be heading to Elbap? No. Blackbeard's crew is gonna start heading to find where the One Piece is. They're not heading to Elbap. Luffy and the Straw Hats are going to Elbap. And then eventually after Elbap, they will start heading for the One Piece. If they hear that Blackbeard's starting to move towards the One Piece, they are gonna go in that same direction, and that's when they will clash. Likely Cross Guild, World Government, and everybody else will also start getting involved once they hear that people are heading for the One Piece. No, shut up. Don't. God fucking. Why? Why, Graz? You're fine, Fraser. Just understand that, like, I can't control what people do. No, shut up, Graz. Okay, so moving on, we find out that Blackbeard is talking to Lafitte, where he is confirming that the reason why there is a food shortage on Mary Joyce for the Celestial Dragons is because the Revolutionary Army are sabotaging the food supply. They're either sabotaging the shipments, right, or they're sabotaging the gondola that essentially, or gondolas, up to the gondolas, whatever, right? They're sabotaging them, and that's why there's a huge, food shortage crisis up on Mary Joyce. You know what? Good shit for the Revolution Army. That's a fucking win for them. It's a good thing that they're doing that, right? Essentially Blackbeard says that, it's time to get ready. More than likely going to start making their move, which will happen. And now we then see Devon coming back with everyone's favorite slimy fuck. Name who escapes me. What the hell is his name? I suck at character names so much. Holy shit. Slimy guy. Caribou. Jesus Christ. Caribou comes back, more than likely he'll tell Blackbeard about, the ancient weapons. And we'll see whether or not Blackbeard starts to head to Wano or Fishman Island, which could, also cause Luffy to start heading over there, and that could also start the competition between Luffy and Blackbeard. We will see. If One Piece ends in battle royal, it won't end in with battle royal. It won't end. It just doesn't make sense to me that the battle for One Piece will end. It will end in a battle royal. No. Like, the entire story, there's going to be way more. If you end it in a battle royal for the battle for the One Piece, and it's just that, you are now you now do not have the conclusion between the world government and whatever is happening. I don't think it will end like that. So I do not see it being the final thing that happens. It will be a battle. It will be a great battle that we will see, but it won't be the final war. The final war will likely, in my personal opinion, will be against the world government, Emu. Like I mentioned in my recent Emu theory that I did about how Emu is going to destroy Laugh Tale because Emu will kidnap, or not kidnap, but take the One Piece or whatever. That will cause Emu to become the final villain, and it will become a great global war that will span throughout the entire world with the destruction of the Red Line, and that will be the big final war, the big final conflict that Oda has been talking about that would put Marineford to shame. It won't happen because the whole thing with the Battle Royale for the One Piece will not be the end. There'll be a lot more after that. Now we go back to the Straw Hats and we find out, holy fucking shit, the Thousand Sunny is gone. The Thousand Sunny is gone. So are Luffy, Zoro, Nami, Usopp, Sanji, and Chopper. The East Blue 5 plus Chopper. We don't know what happened to them. Everyone's like, did we all pass out drunk? Where did the Sunny go? I can't see it. We've got to find them. We can't hold the head to Elbaf like this. You know, all that stuff. Suddenly, the Thousand Sunny just fucking disappeared. We don't know where it went, right? If I'm not mistaken, was it the Thousand Sunny attached to the Elbaf ship via rope? If that is the case, something must have happened. Is it a hallucination? Was it a hallucination from the things that they drank? Who knows? It's a possibility, but at the end of the day, the Thousand Sunny is missing. Why would that be a hallucination, right? If the Thousand Sunny is missing, there's a lot of ships. There's a lot of fish. Could one of the fish eaten them? Who knows, right? But could have been caused by the alcohol that they were drinking. Sure, that's definitely a possibility, right? So we will see. We will see if it is based off of that. Could be something else. We don't know. My weird ass fits like the One Piece is Nami rubbing the. Yeah, that's weird. No, that's not what the One Piece is. That's his One Piece. The same way Sanji says, looking at all the fishmen on Fishman Island is his all blue. It's the same logic. Hello, Static. Then the final page, we have our beautiful Nami waking up in a weird room with Lego floorboards and Lego walls, and looks like just Legoland apparently. Could be because since we're heading to Elbaf, Legos are essentially, I think, I don't know if the Legos were created in Denmark, but I believe they are made in Denmark, right? So that could be a reference to that. And you know, all the Viking lore. We see that Nami has a new outfit, which, by the way, top tier. The Nami's outfit looks fantastic. I don't know who dressed her. Hopefully it was some female. But yeah, they wake up and all of a sudden, Nami is somewhere else. Someone tries to wake up Nami, saying, Nami, hey, wake up. Based on the fact that you said Nami, it would mean that would not be Sanji. Could be Zoro, could be Usopp, could be Luffy, could be Chopper. It wouldn't be Sanji because Sanji would say Nami-san. What does this mean? There's a few theories going around. A lot of it, one of the theories is based around the whole thing of Gulliver's travel. In the story, there is a moment where, as they're heading to Giant Island, you know, they get trapped and they shrink, and, you know, there's... I never really read Gulliver's Island. I just know that someone made a theory on that. Other people believe that they've been isekai to an RPG world, which I think is less likely. But there is a episode of Pokemon, if you remember. There's an episode of Pokemon where Sabrina captures Brock and Misty and someone else, I forgot who it was, in like a dollhouse. Could this be that whoever took, you know, the 6 of them, they put them into like a Lego house to play dolls or something with them, right? It would be similar to the whole thing with the RPG thing, but it could also be like, oh, they were kidnapped and put into this big ass dollhouse. Whose dollhouse? I don't know. Maybe it's Loki's. Who the fuck knows? We know Prince Loki is gonna be involved some way in some forth in Elbaf. Could be him. Could be something else. Is this a hallucination? I don't know. It could be a hallucination. This all could be a hallucination. But we don't know that. Where is the person who's calling Nami to wake up? That comes from another theory, or what I believe is that Nami is the only person who actually is normal height. Everyone else has been shrunk to smaller height. Whoever is calling for her, they could be really small. That's who's calling Nami to wake up. Right now we don't see him, but it's possible that whoever it was is really small at this point. Who knows? But we do not see the person who's calling out or telling her to wake up. We don't know. It does seem like that would be a logical reason as why we can't see anybody, and that we only see like a maybe Nami. Maybe she is big. Maybe she's now giant while everyone else is small for some strange reason. Who knows? If this is going to be a parallel to Amazon Lily, right? It could be that whoever has her trapped, right? Whoever is involved in this could be, showcasing similar to how Hancock felt towards Luffy, but whoever this individual is now is going to be doing the same thing to Nami. It'll be like a little parallel for Amazon Lily, right? And whoever this person is probably made Nami to a giant because they're likely a giant. That's a possibility. And I don't know what their plan is specifically, but I do think that she has become a giant while everyone else shrunk or is normal size, but she is big because of whatever they're in. Could be this person has like a Lego ability. I don't fucking know, right? But it's very interesting. There's many ideas that could come out of this. I'm excited to find out what happens in the next chapter. But overall, I'm excited because Nami is going to be at the forefront of whatever this next part of the arc is going to be, and I am excited because that means Nami's stunks are rising. Could we see something about her origin? Could we see something about her taking on a big role in the next arc? We don't know, but it's exciting and I cannot wait. That's why I am going to love the next chapter, wherever it is, because it's more than likely going to be Nami actually maybe being the one to actually save everybody else this time. Instead of it being Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, Usopp, or Chopper, it could actually be Nami's time to actually save everybody else while they're trapped in this. So I'm excited. I cannot wait to see what Oda has planned for this. Alright. Our apologies for not reading chat. I was just trying to get my thoughts out before I forgot them. So we'll see. Which all Pokemon have subs? That's nothing I could do. Imagine if we decide to just end it right now. Probably not. Only, I believe he's 3 chapters ahead anyway, so I doubt it. The next 3 chapters have already been written by Oda and drawn by Oda, so it's unlikely that he ends it here. I apologize, Static. So that chapter with Shanks, Yasop Savage, Usopp Nami are going to get upgrades. Many people seem inspired RPG. Yeah. Garp is still alive as well, all predicted. Yeah. Ash and her father. Yes. Sabrina father saves Ash and friends, but couldn't save Misty and Brock. Hunter kept trolling Ash. Yes, that was a fun episode. I just didn't remember who it was. I remember it was something related to like her parents or something, but I wasn't 100% sure. Hunter kept. I just hope Vivi doesn't return this arc in some way. More than likely, Vivi's not gonna return in this arc. I don't know where she's gonna go, but I don't think she's gonna arrive in Elbaf. Well, we will see what happens, but I doubt it. At least she's taller than Robin now. I mean, Robin's taller than most of the characters. She's taller than Zoro, Usopp, Sanji. She's tall. Like, I think Robin's like 6'3". Everyone else is either 6'1" or lower. So, essentially, yeah. Why do you think Nami's a giant? I explained it a little bit, but essentially Nami is being called to wake up by somebody. We don't see who this person is. They could be somewhere else right now, and that they were telling her to wake up from before, but we don't see anyone here. Could be that the next chapter could be something else, but it could also be that whoever is calling for her shrunk. We don't know because we don't see anything here. All we see is a blank thing, or like a black panel, right? So who knows? It could be that someone shrunk. It could be that they're normal size, but Nami's a giant now. Could be something related to maybe Loki. This could literally be Loki's playground, right? And it will be parallel to Amazon Lily, as well as the whole connection with Loki and how he essentially was supposed to marry Lola, but since Lola fled before they even got married, that whole incident made Big Mom angry, and then essentially, Loki didn't get married anyway. It could be that Loki's trying to marry somebody, right? But, Lola ran away, so it doesn't fucking matter, right? So now he could be, probably he saw Nami or something like that, and now he's interested in Nami in that way. It could literally parallel to Amazon Lily, where most or a lot of the post time skip arcs parallel to some of the pre time skip arcs. You had Wano and Onigashima essentially parallel to Annie's Lobby and Water 7. You had like just also parallel to Alabasta. So it's possible. Is it gonna happen? I don't know. I'm just theorizing. I'm just coming up with ideas. Nothing I say is true. Nothing I say could be factual. But that's the fun of trying to theorize what could exactly happen in this story, which is why it's a lot of fun. Who had the worst childhood except Kuma? It's too. I don't like. I don't like competing who had the worst childhood because they all have pretty bad childhoods. It could be. I mean, who knows? Could be. Some people say Robin. Some people say Nami. Some people would say Chopper. Some people would say Sanji. To me, like me, my own personal preference of like what makes a good and sad childhood are people who have been wrong most of their entire lives, or like someone who experienced something so traumatic that you couldn't even fathom anyone ever going through. Like, for example, Nami and Robin. Robin has been on, running away, trying to avoid the world government, trying to avoid these bad people who are probably trying to use her. Who knows what could happen on those adventures? She probably could have got involved, maybe something terrible, that could happen. Nami had to do a lot of things on her own. She had to go through a lot of people who could literally fucking kill her. She did all of this to sacrifice her own childhood so that she could save a village. It's very hard for me to rate who had the saddest childhood because at the end of the day, they're all very traumatic in their own different ways. Some people think that Robin's past is more traumatic. Others don't. You see? Others think that someone else's childhood could be a lot more traumatic. You can't really rate it. All you can do is just feel really bad for these characters and want nothing but good things to happen to them. And for the most part, Oda has showcased good things, to them. Kuma, I think eventually will get that happy moment after everything he's been through, with more than likely Vegabond trying to bring back Kuma's humanity so that he could then spend time with Bonnie as actual father and daughter. So, the last member of Luffy's crew, the possibility that Luffy's going to get another member of the crew, I think is very low. I know a lot of people think there will be another one based on what he said about 10, but it's just very low at this point for me. I just don't know. Is it possible? Sure. It's very possible, but for me, I don't know. Sorry. You're about to make your... Don't do that. Don't make your child traumatic at all. Please, no. Be happy. Make your childhood the best you can be. Hello, Enmu. Hey, completely off topic, but do you think that would have something said for Boa and Amazon Lily in the manga? Yes. More than likely, Boa is probably gonna end up joining Cross Guild, but she's gonna have a huge involvement during the final conflict. Could be during the battle for One Piece as well, because if the battle for One Piece is a huge battle royale, Cross Guild could be involved for the in the fight for the One Piece. But regardless, more than likely Hancock and Amazon Lily are going to get involved in the final conflict, and they will be part of Luffy's alliance in some form or way. So you're going to see a lot of action for them. You're going to see them, fighting off whoever it is. You could have what you could have during the final conflict, if the final conflict is between the world government, Hancock could actually confront the people who literally were, abusive to her. And she could have that moment when she finally gets that moment where she fucking kicks the shit out of those who fucking abused her and her sisters. That could be the huge moment that Oda can give to Boa during any of the final conflicts that come up, especially with the world government, because there's something there for her, right? She could literally have that moment where she finally is able to beat the shit out of those celestial dragons who fucking ruin her and her sister's lives. So yes, I do think there will be something saved up for Boa and Amazon Lily later in the manga. I do believe in that. Nightgrass. Hey Brian, what's up? I personally don't think it's low because if a Blackbeard is supposed to be parallel to Luffy and he has 10 members of crew, Luffy already has 9. I mean, that's also another reason why there could be a new member. But how does Vivi gets put into play as the final member? Like, who does she face off against Blackbeard's crew? Because you could have Nami go up against Katarina, you could have Robin go up against somebody else, you could have everyone else has a matchup, but what would Vivi's matchup be? I respect the thought. Yeah, I mean, who knows? I personally think that Oda will get someone else, but I also think that they might not be. But I do think that there's a strong possibility that they could. At the end of the day, I just think that at this stage, probably not. But the amount of times I'm fucking wrong, it's probably gonna come true. I'm doing good, Brian. Hopefully you're doing well. Hi, hey, Bexon, how are you? Hopefully you're doing well. One Piece Shanks versus Kid coming up. Yes, people are upset about Shanks. I'll tell you that much. But I just One Piece Treasure Cruise just really, they really don't know what the fuck they're doing. I'm sorry. One Piece Treasure Cruise Bandai, they just want people to pull, and it's fucking nuts. But hopefully, if you're pulling for Shanks versus Kid, hopefully you get him. I managed to get Luffy versus Kaido, so I'm happy about that. And I got Kaku Lucci, but they suck anyway. But I have him for Treasure Map. I got him on the 30 multi, so I got lucky. Woo. How many characters had a crush on Nami? Sanji, Paulie, kind of, but Paulie is just, you know, shy around women who like expose too much skin. There is a Nami heroine novel that has this guy who has a crush on Nami back in Shibodi, who like looks at her Wano poster, falls, you know, has a crush on her and wants to meet her and stuff like that. And then when he hears that she's around Shibodi, he tries to go take a look at her, but so much shit is going on, he never gets to see her. So he like looks at her from, you know, from far away and sees, you know, her on the Strike Crew. There's that, but I don't know if the heroine novels is a fucking canon thing. It's like a side thing that you see in the One Piece magazine. Who the fuck knows? Absalom, but Absalom's a piece of shit, so fuck him. Anyone else? The only other times is when they call them, like, when they call her princess and stuff like that. I guess Momo in a way, but Momo also does the same shit with Robin, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Also with Momo, it's fucking weird, because he's 8 on the inside. Doing great. Had a good day just chilling, watching YouTube and playing NASCAR. Why aren't you playing Supermarket Simulator? I heard you're fucking addicted to that, Brian. I was looking for you Wednesday, but you were gone. Oh, I was laser printing something. I wasn't gone. I was laser printing. No, I know about your addiction to Supermarket Simulator, Brian. I know about it. I hear stuff to the grapevine. Apps on the camera from Logtown, Cobra. I wouldn't say Cobra. Cobra's just an old pervert. The camera from Alabasta, yeah. And Enel didn't have a crush on her. He gave her an ultimatum, which essentially meant either you come with me or I, you know, kill you. You know, I wouldn't say that. He literally gave that ultimatum to everybody, so I wouldn't put Enel on the Kinemon's taken though. He's just a pervert. Shiki wanted her for her navigational abilities. I guess you could say that, but you know, it's like, when we're talking about like actual crush, it will probably be Sanji, Paulie, and Absalom. Those are probably the 3. Hey, Mr. Elman, haven't caught up with the anime, but remember seeing somewhere saying that Blackbeard would ever be Luffy's last fight, and I can see that very easily. Like, Tipsy Kuzan's proof of that. If Blackbeard hasn't even tried using his powers against Kuzan as a deterrent, yes. I truly believe that Blackbeard won't be Luffy's last fight. I made a timeline which I need to upload that video at some point. But I do believe that Luffy versus Blackbeard is going to be just for the One Piece, and that will essentially set off the motion for the final conflict with Emu and the world government. Because at the end of the day, Luffy versus Blackbeard is going to essentially be a battle for pirate ideologies between them, because they're complete opposites. Blackbeard's ideology of piracy is completely different to Luffy's ideology of piracy. Luffy is like adventure, freedom. Blackbeard is also freedom, but his freedom revolves around him being in control of everything. That's what he considers freedom. But they're two different ideologies. Those ideologies will match up for the One Piece, but it's not going to be the setup for the ideology of Luffy's total freedom. Because Blackbeard doesn't really conflict with Luffy's freedom, but the world government does. And that's why to me, it's more likely Emu and the world government, like the Holy Knights and stuff like that, are going to be the final villains of One Piece. I need a break on Mobile 58. You got the... Jesus. Brian, what the hell? But yeah, wait, I haven't checked his kits. Is he meh? My understanding that he's really good, but he's not broken. You know? He's really good. Like, he's very useful, but he's not broken. And also, people say he's not strength, which... Alright, well... Bandai is allergic to for Shanks being a strength unit for some reason. There's that one rookie Marine from filler. Wasn't that one rookie... Did that... You know what? Yes, there is that rookie. There is... Yes, there was that one rookie from the anime filler. Yes, but anime filler I don't really count. Anime filler is just there. Now Brooking goes met nowadays. That's you know, I literally saw that like, oh man, I can't believe Shanks isn't broke. God, he's so useless. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, he's still usable. Everyone wants their favorite character to be broken, right? I get that, right? Like, I was super excited when Nami was the fucking broken unit for most of One Piece after her New Year's banner. But at the same time, like, not every character has to be broken. There's gonna be a lot of characters there that are just not gonna be usable, but who knows, maybe in Kizuna, he could be extremely fucking broken. We don't know. That's why whenever I think of units and see their description, like their specials and captain builds, I'm like, alright, hold off. Let's see what happens when you use them in Kizuna and all the other, end of game content. Then you could see maybe he was actually broken. Maybe I thought wrong. That kind of stuff. So we'll see. Next week, Wednesday, I'll show you my shop and I have my computer. Your shop? You're lucky I can't go into the shop and just burn everything to the ground. I'm just kidding, Brian. So yeah, that was fun talking about the chapter.